Okay, who hasn't spent a little too much time daydreaming about winning the lottery, right? I know I have. It's fun to imagine. But what if I told you there's a way to build real lasting wealth? A way that's more, I don't know, reliable than just getting lucky? Well, today we're diving into the world of Naval Ravikant.
Yeah, he's definitely got some unique views.
He really does. For those who haven't heard of him, he's this tech investor, kind of a modern day philosopher, too. And he's got some really interesting thoughts on building wealth. But, and this is important, his advice isn't the typical, work hard and you'll get your lucky break kind of thing.
Nope, not at all, actually. What I find most fascinating about Naval is that he rarely even talks about getting rich. It's more about building wealth, which sounds like a small difference, but it's huge.
So it's not just semantics, there's a real distinction there.
100%. You see, Naval, he wants us to get that building wealth is about creating something that kind of generates income on autopilot. It's not about a pile of cash sitting in your bank account. It's more about owning valuable assets that work for you, even when you're not.
He really emphasizes the difference between wealth and money, right?
All the time. Money, that's just a tool,
Mm.
like a medium of exchange. Wealth, on the other hand, it's about owning those income-generating assets. It's the difference between having to trade your time for money and having your money work for you. A good example. Think about Elon Musk. He's not one of the wealthiest people on the planet because of a big fat paycheck from Tesla or SpaceX.
It's his ownership in those companies, right?
Exactly. His equity. That's what makes him so wealthy. Whether he's working or on vacation, the value of those companies, it just keeps growing. And so does his wealth.
Okay, so maybe not all of us are going to own a rocket company.
Right. Uh-huh.
But that principle of it's like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Something like that.
Exactly. Now, capital leverage, that's all about making your money work for you, which is where investing comes in.
Okay.
The classic example here is Warren Buffett. He's super patient, lets his investments compound over decades. He gets that time is key when it comes to building wealth through capital.
So instead of trading your time for money, you're letting your money generate more money down the line. That's smart.
Right. Then there's code and media leverage. Hugely relevant today in our digital world.
I feel that.
This is about creating something, one thing, software, a viral video, a blog, and it can reach millions, billions of people.
Wow.
And it doesn't require you to put in the same effort for each interaction. Just keeps working.
That's amazing. It's like Mr. Beast and his YouTube channel, right? Those crazy videos he makes that keep making money and reaching new viewers, even while he's off making the next one.
You got it. And of course, Mark Zuckerberg. Talk about code leverage. He wrote the code for Facebook once,
Mhm.
and it's used by billions of people now. Unimaginable wealth.
It's mind-blowing. So when Naval's talking about leverage, he's really challenging us to rethink how we work and what's valuable, isn't he? It's not just about the hours we put in, it's more about how we multiply our efforts.
100%. It's about strategy, understanding the levers you can pull, how to use them to create something much bigger than yourself. What are your unique skills, your talents? How can you leverage those to get what you want?
It really makes you think about your own like leverage potential. How can I use this stuff? But another thing that stood out to me with Naval is how much he talks about investing in yourself.
Oh, yeah. He's a huge advocate for that. Considers it one of the most important investments you can make, actually.
So you can't just coast, even if you've, achieved some level of success.
Not at all. He talks about building intellectual capital.
Intellectual capital. I like that. What exactly does that mean?
Basically, it's your knowledge, skills, all your experiences, everything you've learned, and what you continue to learn.
Hmm.
And in this day and age, things change so fast that intellectual capital, it's more valuable than ever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Continuous learning, being adaptable. Think about Bill Gates, right? The guy could be relaxing on a beach somewhere, enjoying his billions, but he didn't. He dives into philanthropy, global health.
Right.
He's using his wealth to tackle big problems.
He really embodies that whole lifelong learning thing.
He really does. And it just shows how powerful it is to learn, adapt, apply that knowledge to new situations, no matter what you do. It makes you wonder, what's one skill, something you've been wanting to learn? What's holding you back?
Some good questions there. And building on that whole self-investment thing, Naval also talks about the difference between, what does he call it, transactional work versus ownership.
Yeah, that's a big one. He's all about shifting your mindset. Instead of just trading your time for money, you're building something you own. So less about chasing the paycheck, more like thinking like an entrepreneur, an investor even.
Exactly. Find opportunities where you've got skin in the game, where your effort leads to equity, long-term growth. not just a salary.
How does that play out in the real world, though?
One of my favorite examples is Sarah Blakely, Spanx.
Oh, I love her. Such a great entrepreneur.
Amazing, right. Total defiance of the odds by focusing on ownership. She faced so much rejection early on. Investors who just didn't get it. But she held on to that vision, kept control of the company.
And now Spanx is a billion-dollar brand. Talk about hard work paying off. It challenges that whole traditional idea of climbing the ladder, right? Chasing quick profits.
It really does. Highlights how important it is to believe in yourself, your ideas, even when others doubt you. Not everyone's going to start the next Spanx, but it's about that ownership mentality, no matter what you do.
It's about the long game, building something you're proud of.
Exactly. And that ties into another one of Naval's biggies, compounding.
I have a feeling we're not just talking about compound interest here.
Nope. Though that's definitely part of it. Naval's talking about compounding on a bigger scale. Compounding your knowledge, your efforts, your experiences, everything. Consistent progress, even if it seems small at the time, leads to huge results down the line.
That's snowball effect.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And for compounding knowledge, there's no better example than Charlie Munger.
Warren Buffett's partner.
Right. The guy's a reading machine, lifelong learner. He credits a lot of his success to what he calls compounded knowledge. Decades of reading, thinking, observing.
So it's not just what you know right now, it's how you build on it over time.
Exactly. Applies to everything, not just business. Think about Serena Williams. She didn't become the best overnight. Years of practice, pushing limits, learning from wins and losses, that's what got her there.
Consistency, dedication, playing the long game. I'm seeing how all these principles connect now.
They do. It's about focusing on the process, trusting the outcome will follow. Speaking of long games.
It's like, what's that saying? The harder I work, the luckier I get. Which actually, that's perfect because it brings us to another interesting thing about Naval, the role of luck. Because, well, no matter what we do, it does seem like luck plays a part, right?
For sure. And the cool thing is, Naval doesn't deny it. He's totally upfront about luck existing.
Hmm.
But, and here's where it gets good, he thinks we can actually influence our luck. Or at least how we respond to it.
Okay, now that is intriguing. So not like carrying around a lucky rabbit's foot or something.
No, haha, nothing like that.
Right.
He talks about this idea of preparedness meeting opportunity. Basically, you put in the work, you learn, you keep putting yourself out there so that when opportunity does show up, you're ready.
You're not scrambling to catch up. You're already there.
Exactly. He uses the example of Jack Dorsey, the Twitter guy.
Right.
Easy to look at him and think, oh, he just got lucky with Twitter. But Jack Dorsey spent years deep in the tech world, learning to code, building his network, trying new things, failing, trying again. He was passionate, curious, totally relentless. So when that Twitter opportunity came up,
He was ready. The right guy, right place, right time with all the right skills.
exactly. Luck favors the prepared mind, right? That's a powerful idea for all of us. Luck might be a factor, but we've got more control than we think.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. It really feels like Naval's philosophy is all about shifting our thinking. Less about just earning money, more about building wealth that lasts, right?
Definitely.
Becoming masters of leverage, using our time, money, skills in a smart way to create something bigger than ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And of course, we can't forget, invest in yourself. Never stop learning. Knowledge really is power.
100%.
And yeah, luck might play a part, but we can definitely create more opportunities by being prepared, being open to new possibilities, and just trusting that whole compounding effect over time.
It's a journey.
It really is. Naval's philosophy gives us a lot to think about, not just for financial success, but for, I don't know, success in life, you know?
Absolutely.
Well, this deep dive has given us a lot to chew on. So out of everything we talked about, what really clicked with you? What's one small step, maybe even just this week, that you can take to use these ideas? Something to think about. Until next time, happy diving.